Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you a video talking about the first season of the TV show Banshee. Got the Blu-ray right here. Let's give you a quick look at that. Very cool. And just pop it out real quick. So yeah. If you can't tell, just by me owning this already, I really dig this show. I really liked it a lot. I enjoyed it quite a bit so far. This show surprised me quite a bit. I remember quite a while back, we temporarily got Cinemax free, for, I think it was about a week or so, just, to promote their, network and everything. And I watched the first couple episodes and I liked it quite a bit, but then of course that free thing went away and I had to stop watching, because I was also focused on other things too. But when Black Sails ended, took away my Star subscription and went back to Cinemax. Cinemax, of course, kind of branched off of HBO in a way. So I watched more of Banshee, and I'm really glad I did. I finished the first season a few days ago, probably about a week ago, maybe a little less. Like I said, the show surprised me quite a bit. I really like it. Before we get into the details of why I like it, let's just talk about the story real quick. I'll read the basis of it to you. Set in the small town of Banshee in Pennsylvania Amish country, the series' main character is an enigmatic ex-con who assumes the identity of Lucas Hood, the town's murdered sheriff, to hide from powerful crime lord Rabbit. Imposing his own brand of justice, Hood attempts to reconcile with his former lover, Rabbit's daughter Anastasia, who has herself adopted an assumed identity, married, and raised a family during Hood's incarceration. Hood struggles to maintain his new identity while still embracing crime alongside his partner's job and sugar, and coming into conflict with local kingpin Kai Proctor. So yeah, that's the basis for the story right there. I think it's a pretty good story, it's pretty dynamic, has a lot of potential, I think. I think they did a good job exploring it, with Hood's history with Anastasia. And, of course, they have tons of potential for other things to go on, being in the town and everything like that. It's just a really good show. I was pretty surprised by it. It definitely has that HBO vibe to it, so it makes sense that Cinemax, as a network, kind of branched from that. It's from one of the creators, or one of the people who created True Blood. In True Blood, I watched the first season. I didn't love it. It's a little bit off for me, but this show kind of has that over the top vibe to it. But at the same time, it made me really invest in ways I wasn't really expecting. And I got my brother into it too. He already finished the show. I just haven't yet because I have a ton of other things on my plate too. I like to sort of take my time with it a little bit more. But we agree on how good it is. We both say it's pretty much, it has some of the best action from here, like a popcorn action flick. But then it also has some really in-depth, characters, you can get attached to and invested in. So it's a really well-mixed show that has a lot going for it, I think. As far as the acting goes, it is pretty good. Antony Starr as Hood. He sort of reminds me of a combination of Liev Schreiber and Stephen Amell, I guess. Liev Schreiber, of course, from Ray Donovan, Sabretooth and X-Men Origins, and then Stephen Amell, Arrow, of course. But he sort of reminds me of a hybrid of them. But he is pretty good. He gets better and better. He's a really good action star kind of guy, but he can evoke emotion fairly well too. And I think he'll get better as the series goes along. I know it's already over. It did 4 seasons, but I know it got an ending, so that's good at least. So I do like him. And then Anastasia, she's played by Ivana Miličević. I probably just mispronounced her name, but she's pretty good as well. And then my other favorites on the show are probably Sugar, played by Frankie Faison. He was Faison, I should say. But he was also recently on Luke Cage on Netflix. I thought Luke Cage was alright. I wasn't really crazy about it, but I did like him and his role he did have in it earlier on. And he's good here. He's this bartender. He has this boxing background, everything in him and Hood. Eventually, you get kind of close, and they look out for each other. Job played by Hoon Lee. He's pretty entertaining. He's almost like a comic relief type of guy. He's a hacker, but he's pretty entertaining. I'll say that. But my other favorite performance, though, besides Antony Starr and Frankie Faison, is definitely Kai Proctor, played by Ulrich Thomsen. I was pretty surprised by him. I think he makes for an excellent villain, an antagonist type of character. I was impressed by his performance so far. But at the same time, he also has his own kind of side story going on. So I wonder what they're going to do with him in the long run, and how it's going to go when more of the rabbit side of the story comes into play. And mixes in with that stuff. As far as Rabbit, he's played by Ben Cross. He's a little bit more of your, I kind of want to say like more of your typical villain than Proctor is, but he's pretty good. I like his tie-ins, to Hood and Anastasia's past, so there's a good dynamic there. I think he could be a good villain, a better one as it goes along, but I think Proctor definitely steals it as far as that side of things goes. And one of the other great things about this show are the action sequences and the fight scenes. They're some of the best I've seen, you guys. Really. Up until now, my favorite fight scenes are how fights look on a show, or definitely on Daredevil. And I'd put the choreography and just how the fights look on this right up to that. It's that good to me. It's very brutal, very violent, but it has this gritty, realism to it while still being, over the top, in certain ways as well. It's really, really well done. I really loved it. It's some of the most real fighting you could see, I think, on the show. Of course, there are moments are a little bit overboard, but it's enjoyable for sure. And with Daredevil, I love the fight scenes. I'd compare Banshee to the Punisher fight scenes in season 2. I think that's as close as you could put it. With Daredevil, there are times where choreography looks a little bit off, or the way they shot it, like in those Mad and Elektra flashbacks when the guy was tied to the chair and the punches right there look kind of a little bit too fake. There's never a moment like that in Banshee, though. So I was really, really pleased with all the fight scenes and everything like that. They're just a real joy to watch. There's one in particular, Hood, he ends up dealing with this MMA fighter, and their fight scene is just brutal. Fingers get snapped off and broken, and just the way they make it look, it's perfect, really. And then even Anastasia, she has a really good fight scene with one of her, one of Rabbit's men. Rabbit turns out to be her father as well. So Oleg, that was a really good fight scene too. So, and there's good shootouts and things like that. And you also get to some of the other members of the sheriff's department too, as they kind of question Hood and how brutal he can be, or how just aggressive with his policing tactics, I guess. I definitely see that dynamic being more interesting as it goes, because you're starting to see some of them are actually starting to like him, so it's going to be interesting going forward. But then there's guys, of course, that are still wary of him. And now the FBI is more in town, so it's going to come crashing down at some point as the show gets further. So I really, really, really love this show. I'm going to start watching season 2 fairly soon here. Let me you guys thought about the first season of Banshee. I could easily have gone more in depth about the story and everything this season, but it would have taken quite a bit. But I'll just say, I really liked it, and there are good emotional beats to it that I want to see more of. There's a few moments between Hood and Anastasia that you do feel something during, so I like that quite a bit, and the slower music that goes with them sometimes. I actually meant to have pictures in this video, but just let me see if I can upload them. It's kind of taking a little bit. Alright, hold on. Okay. Yeah, okay, I think I got it. Alright, and then also, when they go into Lucas's Hood's backstory, his time in prison and everything. That's really good as well. I can't wait to see more of that. But you meet this, suddenly I forget the term for it. What Liv is on or what people think Liv is on iZombie. I guess I can't think of the term right now. Albino. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, guys. I blanked out for a little bit there. But there's this albino. He sort of has control of the prison. He's played by Joseph Gatt, who recently did some work on Z Nation. I like him. And he was pretty creepy on this. He did kind of look like a vampire, like they said. He tries to make Hood his bitch in prison, and Hood has to deal with that and everything, so that was good as well. And like I said, my other favorites on the show besides Hood himself, Antony Starr, was definitely Kai Proctor. He's definitely the best villain on the show, I think, but he definitely has his own stuff going on, so I could go a few different directions with him. It shows at one point that him and Hood might actually have to work closer alongside than they're planning on. Like Sugar quite a bit as well. Anastasia's fine. And Rabbit's definitely a more over-the-top villain, but I think he could be good as he goes along, and I appreciate his importance in Anastasia and Hood's history and stuff, so yeah. Let me know what you guys think about Banshee Season 1, or just the show in general, without spoilers, of course, because I haven't even seen Season 2 yet, so yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.